What's up, guys and girls, and welcome back to competitive multiplayer. I am joined by the one and only David.
What? Where are we?
It seems like that, doesn't it?
Feels like a while since we've been here.
Yeah. He's been that busy, he's had a long nap.
Something like that.
So, yeah, back into it. And thinking to myself, where did I leave everything? But of course,
Okay, there's already a traffic jam. That's great.
not guilty.
No, the AI. It's got to be somebody in a white SUV, hasn't it?
Could have been better. Could have been a white van, man.
Nice of the road, them guys.
So guess what I've been watching recently?
Red Dwarf, just for a change.
A documentary, actually.
On.
YouTube.
Not what I meant, you clown.
What?
As in, documentary on what? Not on what platform?
On YouTube. On Red Dwarf. The Red Dwarf documentary.
Oh. Okay, we got our lines crossed there a little bit.
Yeah, you said what you've been watching.
Yeah, you said you've been watching the documentary. I said, what on?
Yeah, and then you said Red Dwarf, just for a change. And I said, yeah, the documentary.
Oh, just the way you said it just got me, because the way you said it, somebody sounded like you.
Oh. And guess
What
what?
was it, that last 3,000 years or whatever they called it?
Yeah, it's a thing where they basically talked about, like, season 1, how they made season 1, 2, and all that lot. And what sort of reception they got with the American and the things surrounding the American series as well.
Yeah.
Which was quite interesting, you know, it was quite interesting to hear about the American series, even though it's total shite.
I've never actually seen any of it.
Well, the pilot, it was only the pilot that you could find, because nothing else got really done, I think. But
There was at least one series of it made, wasn't there?
there might have been. I was always under the impression that they only ever did the pilot, but yeah, it wasn't
Brilliant.
No, I mean, okay, they introduced Crichton from the start of the American series.
And it was Robert Llewellyn, wasn't it?
Yeah. I didn't realise, even being a Red Dwarf fan, I did not realise that Robert Llewellyn had a hand in writing a couple of the episodes.
No, I didn't know that.
But he did. It was one of the series, and I can't remember, was it one where Chris Barry wasn't in it? I can't remember. There was one season that Robert Llewellyn had a hand in basically writing, because it was after the whole Robin Doug split.
Fallout.
Yeah. And yeah, no, just to hear, the Americans may have loved Red Dwarf, but they should have not tried to make it their own, because they completely ruined it, if I'm honest.
Well, the thing is though, because humour's different in America to England, that's why they had, I reckon a lot of what made the English one good probably wouldn't have worked over in America.
It didn't. They had to cut, like, even when they did the remasters, so they could obviously sell it to, like, Japan and all that lot, they had to cut out a lot of the English, only the gags that the Brits would understand, basically.
Yeah.
It's like, you're writing a bloody it's like one of the Naked Gun films, or something like that. Something quite classic, and them removing a lot of a lot of the
What made it good?
Yeah, to try and sell it to other audiences. I mean, don't get me wrong. I absolutely adore Red Dwarf. I just think even when they did the remasters, yes, it looked better, but it still took away a bit of its charm. I think.
I don't know what you mean.
And I have a favourite episode of Red Dwarf, but
Oh no, that's if you left that, it's like really difficult for me to choose because there's great moments in so many different ones.
it depends. It depends which. Series. I like.
Pretty much also, and I realise I realize I'm not on the majority with this, but that entire series that they were in prison had some absolutely amazing moments.
But Back to Red.
Is that what this is where you know it more than I do? You know names of?
Is that the one with that's the one with where Hollister and all that lot come back with the after the nanobots when they come back? Yeah.
When they managed to turn the budgie into a dinosaur.
Yeah, it's Back to Red. That was a weird.
That episode. If I have to pick a standout episode, it's that one.
Yeah.
And it's for the scene in Captain McAllister's office afterwards when they talk about, do you know what happens when a dinosaur eats mint choc ice cream, cow vindaloo, and washes it down with Coca-Cola? Do you? It was like, did he burp? Did he burp?
I mean, they couldn't have got anybody better to play Hollister.
No.
Because it was.
Although I always wheel out my fact at this point that the actor who played him played a part in the original Alien movie. It actually ended up in the deleted scene, so I stand by that the Alien happened in the Red Dwarf universe.
He was also he made an appearance in Fifth Element as well.
He was also in one episode of My Family once upon a time.
I still like the episode. Is it Polymorph 2?
It's one, yeah.
With a Gelf.
Yeah.
And obviously, you've got bloody, like you say, Ainsley Harriott, a TV. Well, he wasn't. He wasn't, though, was he? He was part of some group first.
I think by the time he did that, it was about the Ready Steady Cook days.
Yeah.
Anybody listening who doesn't understand, I know there is now a version with that bloody Ryland Clark Neal, but we don't talk about that.
No. He was a TV chef at the time, and it's like
a brilliant deal. Let's be honest, a sad look. I don't know what he's doing these days, but let's be honest, he was one of the best TV chefs.
Yeah.
Give your meat a good old rub.
I mean, still on Food Network, they still show some of these Caribbean Pro and stuff like that, and I do watch them. But it was like the guy that's supposed to play the bride, or the girl that was playing the bride was actually a guy.
Well, like I say, we were saying Harriet.
No, his bride. Lister's bride.
Was
No, Ainsley Harriott was the leader. He was the girl chief. Ainsley, and it was another guy who was a bit smaller. Never remember his name. And
Andy Wall Thompson.
No.
Because the story is that Ainsley Harriott had been there because he literally just happened to be in the BBC that night when they were filming it.
Yeah.
And he was like, they need a couple of extra people, and he happened to be hanging around the canteen or something.
Well, it was a fact that they moved from Manchester to Shepperton Studios. and that's where it started to get filmed. And the whole Gelf scene, where they're in the camp, was shot in like a little set that had been used in something else.
Like Doctor Who or something like that, wasn't it?
I can't remember. It was something.
remember.
It had been used in something else, and then they basically reused it, and then there's like them out on a lake, and the fact that Robert Llewellyn couldn't swim at the time. So he was a bit nervous, and I don't know if it was a good thing about. I mean, I don't want to speak bad of Norman Lovett, but I don't know, whether it was a good thing them getting rid of him, or
I think he managed to add a different dynamic, didn't he? Because as good as he was, and he was really good, I also think the woman who played, she
Hattie
brought her own.
Cambridge.
She brought her own brilliance to the role in other ways.
Yeah, I did like Hattie as Holly. Well, she also played Hilly in the
episode where they met, wasn't you? Hilly and Holly, I remember that.
Yeah. And I mean, it is one of them, like, can you call it a sitcom? Well, it's just like it's a sci-fi comedy basically, isn't it?
Yeah. I personally wouldn't, but I can see why some people would put that.
Well, Doug Naylor refers to it as a sci-fi comedy himself.
No, I mean, you should say a sitcom.
Yeah.
Sci-fi comedy, yeah, it fits those two categories perfectly.
And the one thing I didn't realise, that, some of the, like Tongue-Tied and Queeg, the guy that, the actor that played Queeg,
Yeah.
he choreographed Tongue-Tied. he choreographed even the...
So when you realise that Danny John Jules was a professional dancer in a previous role.
Well, he was. He'd
He'd been a backing dancer for one or two.
Madonna, I think, as well.
She did definitely done the George Michael or doing it. Still, that tongue-tied, the way he set off was just magnificent.
But the bit where he's dancing with the blue midget in... I know that's... I'm not being derogatory to anybody. If anybody knows Red Dwarf and understands that it's actually called the Blue Midget, the spacecraft. Yeah. I just want to put that out there before anybody slams me for anything.
Before any Smurfs get offended.
You had Starbug, the Blue Midget, but you originally... they were gonna have the White Midget, but then they had to can...
You can understand why that one maybe didn't make it.
Yeah, they had to can that name because of...
I wonder why.
Not of wanting to offend anybody. And apparently though, there's a couple of episodes, like, the time slides?
Yeah.
The younger Craig in the bar? That's Craig's brother.
That makes sense.
And the kid in Ouroboros, the baby, is actually a relation of, like, Danny John Jules.
Yeah. The baby was left under the Hollowfield table in the Egberth Arms, Liverpool. Which is a real pub, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Genuinely is a real pub, the Egberth Arms. It's there. And they've probably got a plaque on the wall saying, on this day, Dave Mister was left under the They've proper full-on run with it.
Well, it's like in. I'm sure that the pub in. Oh God, what the hell is that movie called? We both like that movie.
The pub in.
Oh,
Who's in it?
Robert Carlyle.
51st State.
Yeah. I'm sure that's a Manchester United pub.
No, it isn't. It was actually in Liverpool. The pub's been demolished now.
Was it?
Yeah, everything was filmed around Liverpool. Because, yeah, it was...
I always thought it was a Man United pub.
No, they just dressed it up as that for
the scene.
Yeah, no, it was the pub's actually been flattened now.
Oh right.
But yeah, no, it was a pub in Liverpool side of things.
That is another good film.
That's a quality film.
Is that the one where he goes, "Oh, I told you to take care of him"?
Yeah, I said take care of him, not take care of him. He's dead in boot at car.
Hmm.
Genius.
Because who is it? It's what the hell?
Robert Carlyle. He's the guy who played Denzel in Oliver's and Horses.
Yeah, that's it. I can't think of the other
I don't know
guy.
his real name, which I feel awful for. And Horse in the Full Monty.
I've got to say, I'm sure he's been in something else with him recently. And
Full
Full
that
Monty.
new series of the Full Monty.
Not entertaining it, to be honest.
Me and her watched about 4, and I'll be honest with you, it felt, if it wasn't for the fact that most of the cast are in it, the ones who are still alive, it just felt like somebody had got the rights to the name and was using it. It took them 5 episodes to even mention the original film.
Yeah, basically it didn't flow. It was a bit.
It just didn't. Maybe I was going into the wrong impression, because I was thinking it's going to be something, I don't know, at least have some passing resemblance to the original film.
Hmm.
Now I wasn't expecting them to do that again, but at the same time, this is, how do I say this? It struck me as if they were trying to do this whole "these are the issues of today" thing while using that name to drag people in.
You mean like a lot of other certain series have done? Like, well,
There was a lot of pandering went on in that series to certain.
basically it felt. Basically, what you're trying to say, it felt dry, sort of. That they didn't, they couldn't probably get away with as much.
Yeah.
Today as they
Like
probably
I said,
they could back then, without
It
offending.
felt like
any fucker.
somebody had bought the name
Yeah,
and was trying to tell their own story, but thought if we use their name,
it'll drag people in.
yeah, that's what it felt like to me.
Hmm. Yeah.
And I think she had a similar impression to it. We sat there and we ended up watching, because we just literally left her in the background, like, run one into another. We watched about 5
Hmm.
one night. We was like, we're both there going, this is not. And we both really loved the original film.
The original film.
Because the original Full Monty film was great. It was so well done.
Yeah. But it kind of, and that's the worst thing. It just kind of does grate me a little bit when they're on about remaking stuff that you know was good.
Tell me about it. I found out apparently there's another Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory coming out.
Hang on, they've already done the Johnny Depp version.
Yeah, there's now another one coming out.
Oh, really?
And I will say now, I usually like Johnny Depp. I do not like that film.
A lot of people did. I don't think a lot of people did.
Gene Wilder's version is still hands down
Oh, yeah.
the proper version.
I like, I'll stick to the Gene Wilder version. I didn't mind.
Some
Yes.
bits of it were alright, but that sort of dark side he took it to just didn't, to me.
Yes, but who directed it?
Tim Burton.
Exactly.
I know.
know he's the, like... All you've got to do is look at Sweeney Todd.
Look at anything, but you know what, I don't know. But yeah, I saw an advert on Facebook, and apparently yes, they're redoing it again.
I know I know it's been a musical.
Every 1 second, just...
I know there's been the musical, but... Yeah, I don't understand why. They've already.
Yeah, Willy Wonka 2023 film. Hugh Grant's apparently playing the Oompa Loompas.
What the f-
Rowan Atkinson's a priest. Matt Lucas is in it. Olivia Colman.
Quite names.
I'm picking out names I think you'll recognise. Apparently Willy Wonka's played by a guy called Timothy Chalamet, who I've never heard of.
I've never heard of him. I'd probably recognise him by face.
I've yet to find who's actually playing Charlie, though, which strikes me as a bit of a... Unless there isn't Charlie in this.
Because they've tried to do Willy Wonka's backstory, and it's not.
Unless that's what this is.
I mean, if
Oh,
it's
it's just called Wonka, apparently.
yeah, so if it's probably his backstory. Now, that's not so bad. If it's a backstory, that's not so bad. But if it was, if it was another like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory, then. But no, having a backstory probably won't be too bad because
when we saw, I think we saw an advert during a YouTube video, and I said at the time, "Is that not Matt Lucas?" Just, it instantly makes me second guess whether I want to watch something or not. No offense, I'm not the biggest Matt Lucas fan out there.
The problem is Matt Lucas. Okay, he hasn't. He wasn't so bad in. There was Alice in Wonderland. The live action ones. He was in that, but yeah, the problem is with Matt Lucas, he didn't paint himself. He hasn't painted himself in
a good light, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah. I honestly think, I know you're probably gonna hate me, but yes, Little Britain was funny at times, but
Well, I'm gonna hate you. I never really enjoyed it.
Yeah, but there might be people that might enjoy
And
it.
it's the people who did that who can't take them as a different opinion. I'm sorry, they need to look at themselves.
Little Britain.
I mean, I've said it before. I don't like Deadpool.
But whereas I do.
And yet you'd think with my sort of liking, the fact that I'm wearing a t-shirt with Lieutenant Frank Drebin written on it now,
Yeah.
gives you an idea of the kind of like so like Deadpool should be right up my street, but somehow to me it just misses the mark. It felt, because I saw one in cinema, and it felt forced somehow. Whereas the beauty of like the old-fashioned comedies like that, as much as they were absolutely stupid at times, it didn't feel like they were forcing it to be. The writing was such that the silly stuff still kind of fitted into the situation. If you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Whereas you watch Dead, it just struck me as like, I could see jokes coming from a mile and a half away because you could see them trying to frantically set up whatever it is they were trying to.
Yeah. I mean, I liked Deadpool, but some of the stuff Ryan Reynolds has been in, I didn't like.
I'm generally not a fan, which makes it really hard because I really want to like that Free Guy because it should be right up my street, but because it's him, I struggle.
Yeah, but the problem is, like, Free Guy is good. It's
Probably is.
It
but
is.
I struggle because it's Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, but it's like I said, if you've ever seen like R.I.P.D. with him in, and it's he's in it with Jeff
You're
Bridges.
listening to the movie podcast on GametimeUK.
Don't give me an idea, boy. Don't give me an idea. It's technically be movie and TV. But it's just.
And now a word from our sponsor, ExpressVPN.
I wish. It's like, what did I sit there and watch the other night? The Golden Child. Don't know if you ever seen it.
No.
Eddie Murphy. It's. I need to remember if it's him before I. Is it the guy out of the Gremlins? Or is it the guy out. Has he been in big trouble in Little China? There's another.
Oh, we've had that because I love that film so much.
Basically, the golden child is. He's got to save this kid.
The title kind of gives away an idea.
But it's not actually a bad.
Well,
film.
it's like Big Trouble in Little China was just crazy.
It's 1986.
The year that GTA Vice City was set.
A private detective specializing in missing children is charged with the task of finding a special child whom dark forces want to eliminate. And it's not bad, but I just wanted to see who that other guy was. You know, the fact that you got Charles Dance in it, who plays one of the baddies. Victor Wong is the guy. Yes, it is Big Trouble in Little China. He sells.
I haven't watched that in a while. I need to go back and watch that again.
It's the guy who sells the eggs in Big Trouble in Little China. You do see him sat with.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, it's him. And he, like I said, it's not bad. It's not a bad movie, but it's not bad, but not good. In ways.
Not what I've seen.
It's only about an hour and a half.
That's amazing these days. That's a bonus point because so many films now seem to be trying to break the frigging 2 to 3 hour mark.
Yeah. What to try and. No, because somebody said to me. My sister said to me, was that not him out of Gremlins? I said no, because I said that was a completely different guy.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was a different guy in Gremlins. Really? There was a 1987 to 1990 like TV of like Beauty and the Beast. Weird. But it's not the Beauty and the Beast. It's actually just called Beauty and the Beast that he was in. Golden Child, Big Trouble in Little China. Yeah. Gotta love that film.
Oh, that film's crazy, but I do absolutely adore it.
It's just.
The fact it just goes more and more unhinged as it goes along.
Well, see, at the beginning of Big Trouble in Little China, you wouldn't think it was going to get unhinged.
No, I only watched it because a few lads at work were talking about it. Like that, I've been the only one on the planet who'd never seen it. No, so I'm like, yeah, this is okay. All right, typical sort of Chinese things. Okay, people are flying.
And then it just becomes more and more and more and more unhinged.
Yeah. Kurt Russell played the ultimate example of the hero who doesn't want to be a bloody hero.
Yeah. Which
is actually a nice angle. You don't see that a huge amount in films.
No.
As stupid as it sounds, you know, when someone he's literally end up stuck in the middle of all of this. I kind of realise he has no choice but to go with it.
I still never understood. I mean, no matter how many times I watched that film, you might have understood it better than me. The fascination with the fact that Lopan wants girls with green eyes.
Because apparently it's really, 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 really rare in Asians.
Except that, that blonde, redhead reporter was supposed to have the green eyes. But
yeah, it's one of the things. It's like finding a female ginger cat.
Ah, right, okay.
If you know, cause you know, it's very, very rare to find an all ginger female cat. Because the genes that allow for a cat to be one colour are generally not carried by females.
No.
We are jumping around topics like you would not believe here tonight, but it sort of ties into what I'm saying that.
Well,
because let's say this, and I'm trying not to stereotype wholly, but the majority of people of Asian descent end up dark hair, dark eyes.
yeah.
Don't you know what I mean? It's like how a lot of Scots end up, ginger haired. It's the way genes work. What?
Not trying to cause offence to anybody.
No, and I'm not. And I mean, it may be slightly stereotyping, but I honestly don't believe it's stereotyping when there is actually cold, hard evidence to back it up.
Yeah.
But the majority of Asian descent are dark hair, and usually dark eyes. So to find green eyes,
And some of the, some like Asian women are really, really good looking, which
oh yeah,
is. It baffles me though that if you've ever seen, an Asian person our age, it's like, how the hell have you got such perfect skin? That's the thing that I always wonder. Because it's like, you may live in a city like, where's the heavy populated? Which one's the heavy populated? Like, I don't know, Tokyo or whatever. The amount of smog, pollution and everything, but yet you've still got a bloody good skin complexion.
Once again, genetics must be doing him a favour in that regard.
And it's just, I mean, for example, look at, I know Han's got makeup on, but you look at him as well. You know what I mean?
He basically just wants to film Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, I wanted to like that movie.
I think it's one of the strongest of the series. I really do. I think it's one of the best story. The only thing that I've said before that I struggle with is his friggin' accent.
What, is it Lucas Black?
Yeah, man. And the trouble is I've seen him in something else, so I think that must be his actual voice.
The problem is,
it's funny because he's funny jumping in with.
He didn't bloody talk like that in bloody NCIS.
That's what I was saying. You had to me to that. Like, what's up with my head? I thought it was the NCIS or CSI. It was one or other.
It was NCIS, and it was one of the spin-offs. I was gonna say, he didn't bloody talk like that in that. Was it the New Orleans one? I don't know. It was the same one that bloody Chris O'Donnell was in and all. I mean, NCIS.
So speaking of which, now I'm jumping back a topic here. I actually learned today. Do you know Robert Carlyle was Scottish?
Yeah.
I didn't. He's from Glasgow. I thought all the films. I've never seen him speaking in like his actual voice. So obviously, 51st State, he's playing a Scouser, so he's playing on a Scouse accent. Full Monty is from Sheffield. Yeah, he's from Glasgow.
Yeah. You can kind of. The weirdest thing is, he can't kind of can't escape it, because when you hear him speak in the world, slightly in the world is not enough, you can hear the slight tone in his voice. I forgot he was in that movie. That wasn't one of the strongest Bond films ever, either.
Now here's the thing, and this is where I have debate people, because it's like, to me, Brosnan was Bond. I like Pierce Brosnan. He had the look, he had the style.
You can't take it away from Sean Connery.
I just can't. I don't think I can get away with letting the secret agent be a Scot. Yeah, to me, maybe it's because I always say it's the Bond you grew up with, which in my case was Brosnan. But then again, that's entirely undone when you see Mars attacked and they're putting his head on a chihuahua.
Yeah.
Or Mamma Mia when he's prancing about singing ABBA songs.
Oh. Yeah.
God, that film. That feels like a car crash I didn't want to watch, but you couldn't stop. You know, it's got to get better than this at some point.
Look.
And it bloody didn't.
Yeah, but he can't sing. That's the worst thing about it. He can't sing. That's what makes it worse. I've never watched any of the sequels.
No, I haven't. Oh, you know, Mrs. Doubtfire when he was eating about run by fruiting.
Yeah. Which apparently there is a musical in Mrs. Doubtfire, but I'd like to see it, but I just don't know if I could see it, because it would take away from what you know.
Yeah, it's like I've said to you, and I still to this day have never seen the remake of the Italian Job.
No, I have. And I've seen them both, and I still prefer the original.
Yeah, I refuse to let this new one taint the...
It's like, what, you got Mark Wahlberg, Seth Green, Jason Statham, Charlene Theron's?
Charlize Theron, something like that, yeah.
Oh, that was in the Fast and Furious.
Was in Fast and Furious with Jason Statham again, yeah.
Yeah. And she was in Snow White and the Huntsman, believe it or not.
Mad Max Fury Road brings to mind the other thing I've seen of it.
What, with Tom Hardy?
Yeah. Is it Tom Hardy, that one? I can't remember
Yeah.
I saw it.
Mad Max Fury Road will be it'll be Tom Hardy. I mean, was Tom Hardy Bane?
I've never seen any of them.
In the new in the I should know, being a Batman fan, but I can't remember if it was.
I must admit, I think I've said to you before, I tend to not look out like superhero films. That's just not my thing. It's like I've had the only sort of like Marvel DC only I've seen is Aquaman. And I'm at the stage now where I refuse to sit through the about 70 odd bloody hours of everything. It's all apparently supposed to tie together. And...
Don't get me wrong, I liked Aquaman.
I only watched it because I generally like Momoa stuff, and we've had this discussion before. That's the only reason I watched that one, because I generally like what Momoa does. For any other reason, I wouldn't have seen. I probably wouldn't have watched that. But that was about 3 hours long, wasn't it?
Yeah, and a bit of controversy is Momoa tried everything to get rid of Amber Heard. Which, to be honest, don't blame him. But I know we've discussed it before, but the new Fast and Furious with him playing that character,
genius. I still sound like absolute bloody genius.
I'm looking forward to the next part.
See where they take it.
Well,
because none of us saw that direction coming.
Not the end, no.
Well, none of us. I hadn't seen a lot of like trailers and stuff. Just generally, I don't think it was any particular like trying to. I just hadn't seen them, but I did not call the sort of way that character was going to be. We knew Momoa was coming into it. That had come out. But I would not in a million years have put it the way it was played.
No. It was...
Genius is the word.
Yeah.
Absolutely genius.
I mean,
I've never seen him play a role like that.
No.
And that's what made me even more keen to see this Just Cause film that seems to have gone dead quiet again.
Yeah, I kind of hope...
Because that's the kind of attitude you need Rico Rodriguez to have.
Yeah, but it depends. If you base him on the games...
He always had that slightly silly... I mean, Just Cause games... I say I go calling explosions the video. The proof that you can solve every problem in the world with enough TNT.
Where your love of explosives came from, probably.
Oh no, I think I had the love explosives before that. But that game did nothing to. That game certainly didn't hurt the situation.
That game is just one of them games you can sit down and say, right, well, I'm going to tether a car to
Yeah.
something else. I'm going
Told
to...
you, still the only game today where I've been carrying a car with a helicopter and got hit by my own cargo.
Yeah. You know,
Blown myself up.
You know, I'm going to try and send a car to space with
And that should
booster
be on my.
bombs.
I need to pick that up. That should be on my YouTube channel somewhere.
It probably... I'd have to look back through.
No, it'd be on mine.
Oh, right.
It was on 3, not 4.
Yeah. I mean, the Just Cause games are bizarre. I mean, the amount of Easter eggs they chuck in.
Oh yeah. Did you ever find the Weeping Angels one? I think it was 3.
Yes.
And there was they're still my favourite ones were the Take On Me one in 4.
Take On Me, you had the Jurassic Park. The cow gun.
Yeah. But yeah, I think the Take On Me was my favourite one in 4.
It was good. Yeah. I could just... The problem was I could never...
show it because it would copyright. But you'd have to keep it under like 30 seconds, wouldn't you? Plus, and we're going into YouTube, so yeah. It's been discovered now with a lot of them. If you just contest it and put down the reason that it's part of the game,
Doesn't always
they'll
work.
generally let you get away with it.
Yeah, it doesn't always work though. I mean, technically...
As I said before, I was listening to some podcasts of Bruffy's, and he said he's been playing through Vice City. And he said for the first one, he left the music on. He said he knew it was going to get demonetized, but just to give a feel of the atmosphere and
yeah.
And he said so he did that. It got obviously copyright flagged. He just contested it, and they never even fought it.
Weird.
So he says, he reckons it's bots doing the strikes, and then there's just no person actually ever bothering to.
To not go too technical, it is a system, like a computer system in place to flags content ID.
Yeah.
But
he says he reckons that after that, there's nobody's bothering to like chase them up.
they can get humanly verified if it comes back a rejection. You can then ask for a human verification. I've had it done to me on one of my videos, and it took frigging ages to get it released. I mean, it only released last year.
Right.
And it got flagged like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Sometimes it's not a quick process, but you have to be careful with, if anybody is listening, you have to be careful with YouTube and false claims and all this lot, and you've got to be very, very careful. Because if you do a false claim, you can get a strike against your channel. 3 strikes and your channel gets deleted. Well, not... is it deleted or is it just deactivated? I think they say deleted. Because unfortunately,
the channel gets deactivated, and then you get deleted.
Yeah. Well, it's something. And obviously, I literally can't get one of the channels, one channel back myself.
Yeah, you lost the podcast one, didn't you?
Yeah.
What And if you don't want to realize this off stream, but what actually?
Well, apparently, the excuse I got was legal.
What do you mean?
Basically, apparent. I don't know if it was imagery. I don't know if it was like EA being dickheads. I shouldn't really say that because I'm part of the testing program, but I can clearly, openly, honestly say that because I've not signed any non-disclosure agreements. I don't know if it was to do with me. I'd used like Formula One trailer gameplay. I don't know if it was that.
Oh, you think that? I thought it was because it's like the F1 logo and stuff. But no, you think it was.
See, I don't know.
So they took a whole channel down for one video.
There was more than one video. It was all when F1, it was all when like the new F1 game was coming out. There was a lot of trailers and deep, dev dives and all that crap put it up, which was free promotion. But I honestly, if I'm looking back at it now, I'm actually. It wasn't the name because I'd constantly Googled the name I'd gone through every Google name I could to see if it actually existed. Now, there was a similar channel, but they were actually just called the Hybrid Era. So they technically weren't what we were because of the way I named the channel.
Yeah.
I technically think it was the header image.
Right.
Because I'd used on the header image and video intros, I think. Well, it wasn't the video, it was a video intro image as well. I think that was what got me into a little bit of trouble. Because it was the AM car.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's what got it. Which, okay, I should have thought about it a bit more cleverly. So it was a mistake on my part. But you learn.
Oh yeah.
Because what was actually that was flat. The weirdest thing is because once that happens to you, you cannot appeal. So you'll get an email saying you're gonna get your channel's getting removed due to this, that, and that. You can't basically.
You have no comeback on that.
Yeah, that's it. Your channel's gone.
Jesus.
So I could have had 50 fucking videos on there, for example.
Oh, like your main channel over 1,000.
My main channel has over 3.2 thousand videos.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
If I lost my main channel, I would be gutted. So, if you had a lot of channels on your video ready to go out and stuff like that.
A lot of videos on your channel, you mean?
Well, yeah. You would. No, but you had a lot of scheduled videos and stuff. I mean, we're going YouTube talk here, and I want to move away from this in a minute. You would be gutted to lose it and have no comeback, which it isn't fair. But if they just said, right, well, this is posing a legal issue, change,
Yeah, give you opportunity to fix it before.
Yeah. Stop. Yeah, remove this. Give you, I don't know, 48 hours or something like that. Give you a time frame to remove or rectify it. rather than just go, right, well, your channel's just going bye. You know what I mean? Yes, I get you signed up to terms and conditions at the beginning, but
Everyone commits a mistake.
yeah, and that was a mistake. I would have thought, but you know, I knew it wasn't the name, I knew it wasn't I knew what it was in the end, I figured what it was. So I should have thought about that more cleverly. But what I thought was safe, because it was a free use image, you know, it wasn't an image that was copyrighted.
Yeah.
It was a free use image. Clearly, yeah, clearly not, sort of thing. But you live and learn.
Right.
I mean, it's a mistake that, yeah, it was a mistake that cost me a channel that didn't have many videos on, but that channel actually didn't have many subscribers. But the views on the F1...
I am so I've not died.
No, I noticed. I noticed you were having a bit of a moment. So, you know, it cost me views.
I think I can swallow down saliva or something. Oh, Christ.
But, you know, what can you do? I'm happy where I am. I'm happy doing what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been a bit of work, but I'm sure that wouldn't be nothing too hard to manage.
Yeah. I really am fighting this.
I mean, he's trying not to die over there.
I'm failing by the bloody sounds of it.
I mean, a lot of people are thinking, probably thinking, well, you sound my voice sounds a little bit different. It's like, well, no, I've just managed, God knows how I managed to escape. You know, I've had like 3 members of my family contract COVID. And I basically have avoided it. Again. And it's like...
He's obviously scared of you.
I don't know what it is. I was expecting to get it. You know, because of the fact of being in close contact and...
Oh, yeah.
See, I've had a headache. I've had a headache like a head cold. You know what I mean? I've had that sort of...
Well, let's be honest, the weather's not exactly anyone in favour in that regard, because have we just decided autumn's not happening this year?
I don't know. Apparently we've got another frigging storm on the way.
No, but you know what I mean? We seem to have gone straight from it being still fairly warm to de-icing vehicles with no middle ground.
Yeah.
Somebody failed to load autumn and we just skipped.
I'm just going to keep you at that speed for now. Actually, I could speed you up, but no. Have you... I finished it. Get on with it. I've nearly finished. I'm gonna use a tractor and a trailer. So many New Hollands to choose from.
Yeah, you sponsored over there.
It'd be nice to see the new tractor in game.
And then you Massey 9S. Well, like I say, considering Massey launched the 8S in game, I can't see them forgetting the game when it comes to the 9. Maybe we won't get that same, but I think we'll get it.
Yeah.
Now, from what I can gather, it looks pretty much just like a bigger 8S.
Probably a bit more powerful.
Yeah, I actually saw a picture it taken and it said like 9S.425.
Yeah.
This is real life, not in game for anybody.
No, we had.
Obviously horsepower will up into the 400s, whereas the A-test ends at 305.
Yeah. I'm losing a little bit of it. It's not a lot to worry about. I need to see if they do have. I could really do with figuring out where they. Oh, I know exactly what that hydraulic oil's for. That hydraulic oil is for that olive.
Alright.
Why the hell's the olive picker come into the? Did I? But
Well, we had it on in Hills of Tusky, so we just forget to turn it off.
I've got the turning foot. They've got a tank. We've got a tank container there. I don't know, because I don't remember using. I thought that was more of a newer edition.
No, I think we got it by the time we were going to do HOT, and then obviously HOT just didn't work.
Yeah. I'm not going to say much. Oh, not so much more on that one at the moment. Where the friggin' hell? Please tell me you didn't deactivate them.
I tell you, the only two I deactivated were exhaust extension and
I just need an update.
and wood crane.
I found them before, but I can never remember what section they came under. Yeah, the wood crane just needed an update.
Possibly, but I wasn't quite sure and say we were that close to go time. I wasn't going to start messing around.
Hmm. See if I can. Now the problem is that would only be able to carry unless they don't. See, the tanks are there, so why aren't the flatbed versions? Unless they don't work. But
No, because the game got me to download them before I could join.
where the hell's the game actually spawning them then? Because the trailers are there that you can use them for. Them trailers are actually quite good.
I've never tried them, so I'll look.
I used one in Rovnoska, and you basically have to, before putting the container on, or whatever you're using, you have to open the twist locks on them.
Right. I'll have a look at that at some point. I might have looked on a single player game just to get an idea of it.
Because they do have a truck version. They have a truck variant and a tractor variant. Oh, you're doing a weird pattern. Why are you doing a weird pattern?
Why not?
Obviously you are. My question is, am I going to be able to get... I'm going to be able to get a tractor down there without destroying crop. Seems like I've not done much today. Oh, don't do that, server. Don't be an ass. You're really struggling.
I am, yeah. You know, you got something caught back of your throat that you just can't.
Can't shift it.
Yeah.
There's a joke in there somewhere, but I'm not going to make it. What's the difference between round and smooth on headland corners?
Round will take like a wide outer
Oh,
circumference. Will often go out the
I know
field.
that one, but I meant the smooth.
Smooth is just it will stay within. It will generally miss the corners of the fields. I tend to use sharp.
Yeah, but I can't. Unfortunately, I can't use sharp.
Alright, smooth your best bet then. Smooth will stay within the bounds of the field, but will make a smooth corner. Round, it will go actually outside the field boundary in order to pick back up. Which obviously might work if you have got plenty of room round the field. If there's any trees or obstacles.
Oh yeah, I got rid of them all, didn't I? No, it wasn't that.
Yeah, but there's a river near your field, and that's
Yes,
going to cause you enough issues.
that was what's causing me the problem. Is the river?
Drain the river.
That's the only thing that is actually causing me the issue. I know the thing needs to be unloaded, for feck's sake. I'm getting there. Oh, so you managed to... Oh, what have you done now, you... Oh, you absolute idiot. How the friggin'
He's having
hell...
fun over there, folks. He's misplaying this.
How the hell am I going to get a tractor on... you know what? I'm not going to get a tractor on there. I'm actually going to stop you from doing your course temporarily. And I'm going to slowly move you off. I'm going to be able to...
Hi, train.
Didn't want to do that. I'm going to get you to move off the field and I'll unload you myself.
He's using harvesting, he's using harvesting, folks, by the sound of what he's saying.
What the fuck's that all about? That's weird.
What have you done?
No, but when I'm emptying things out, it says one right, and then you click it, and then goes left one. One in brackets. Doesn't make any sense. You haven't just... Why did that never get deactivated? For Christ's sake.
What's that?
I forgot with this vehicle to deactivate the hood with mouse thing.
Alright. I've noticed with the multiplayer side of it,
Doesn't
it
say
seems
the
to
same.
forget settings a lot more than single player does, yeah.
Yeah.
Cosplay and that, I have to reset them every single time we come on. Whereas in single player it tends to remember.
Yeah. Like, it kind of gets annoying when it doesn't remember them.
Yeah, it's not the biggest problem in the world, but it's just having to remember to reset everything, remember what settings you were using.
Generally, the other stuff I remember how to do things. It's more. It's just turning off the field thing.
But it doesn't remember like how many headlands you had the vehicle set to do and all that. I found course where you come to set courses and it's not remembering any of that.
Depends on the size of your field as well. So that's what doesn't bother me. It just depends on the size of the field. Right. Let's go see how much I can dump in my building. And then I've got to go and sort that field out. Once I've done this, I might as well go feed my chickens as well. That's the...
Always make sure you look after your cock. No, don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
I reach for the button then.
Don't do it. That's the the weirdest thing is because I've been using the realistic animal losses, it's like they'll be fine if I don't give them food. And then in another game, it's like, oh god, they've
No,
got
they
no
will
food.
die.
Yeah, they won't die, but it's like in the other game, it's like, oh god, they've got no food. Crap, I'm gonna start losing livestock.
You'll have Peter on your ass.
And it's just like, you've got to remember, did you have this on there? Did you have this on there? And it's like, I don't think I did.
Yeah, I remember it saved to save once.
That's why I tend to not have many saves going at the same.
Well, I only really have, I have 3 tech. I have this, I have my valley, and I have a top farms. I have 1 or 2 others that I'm messing with, I have save files for, but they're not saved enough for me to class them as.
No. You haven't really put serious hours into them.
No, a lot of them would just actually just. I quite often end up starting a map just to test out mods. Like I started up on Elm Creek just to test out emergency pack when it launched.
Still needs work.
Oh yeah.
I tried it.
Well, like I say, when I played it was rather broken and buggy.
I tried it recently. Still needs work.
Like I say, I got a problem where I literally couldn't complete. I got the one where you have to like cut the person out of the car, and I couldn't complete it because every time you equip the jaws of life, your character, whatever direction you walk, your character will just never stop.
Yeah, they fixed that.
I'm sure they have. I'm sure they fixed a load.
The one that
But
was
it's just
the one that was bugging me was the fact that I had a fire on a bin.
yeah,
It registered halfway and then
wouldn't finish.
wouldn't finish putting the fire up.
Yeah. I didn't have any of those. I say that constant walking bug. I think because when I played it as well, it was like so long. There was only about those like bin fires, bale fires, and the vehicles. I think there's a lot more scenarios I did now.
Yeah, there is now.
Which that'll help as well because it did get a little bit repetitive when there's literally just 3 in loop.
I'm. Oh, this one's. This is the asshole of the Zeta that I did manage to get it to. Oh crap! Where's my big bags gone? I had big bags of seed.
I have no idea, mate.
Well, that's how I managed to get it. That's how I managed to get it to trigger. And it. So I could fill it up off this bloody thing. That's not. What the? You know you got a pallet up here, don't you?
Yeah, I know. I had moved it to the side, but I think the game was like a little bit of a reset thing and moved it.
That's funny. I can literally pick your pallet up and move it.
You'll just push it over to the side.
I'm gonna put it in the car parking space.
Yeah, that works.
Horse food.
Just oats.
I know.
It came up second hand, so it's like 200 quid for 1,000 litres of oats. I'm like, if I just feed that to my flour mill.
Oh yeah, I knew what, probably what I knew what it was for. It was just a case of the one that it decided to come up was horse food. I want that to. I want to use Sorry guys, I am using super strength for this because it's too pain in the ass just to get over and trying to get this thing to trigger.
The hospital administrator is cheating.
Oh, hospital administrator.
It's a reference to Theme Hospital. If you used to put cheat codes in the receptionist that go up, the hospital administrator is cheating.
Never tried for 2 point to see what reaction you'd get.
No, I haven't. No.
I mean, I've got 2 point and 2 point canvas.
I haven't got Canvas. I told you that's one that I may do a series on. Yeah, I'm seriously tempted to. It's just start getting sat down into it and figuring it out.
It's trying to get it into the trigger point without. It's trying to get the thing to cover to trigger without actually using my big bags.
Hmm.
I mean, I do. Don't get me wrong. I like 2 point hospital. Obviously I can't.
I played a bit of it when it came out. And yeah, it has it, but it's fan service to Theme Hospital fans at the end of the day.
Well, that's why. Yeah. It has its. Can I? Ah, right. Okay, so that is the wrong. Can I get it to
I get around you quickly while you're doing that.
trigger? Yes, I know you need to be unloaded. I wonder if it's because it's on the wrong side. I wonder if that's why it's not. The game's not usually this fussy. But it's being an absolute fussy bastard. I don't think we ever had these on other maps. I think we had something different.
And what?
In previous games, these bloody bio bollocks machines, the silos.
I don't know, so I'm to be honest with you.
I'm sure we had a different grain station. I think they were bigger.
Possibly.
I think they used to be bigger. Like I said, I want it to trigger, but I want the seed not to be used. This is just to trigger this machine. I can get it there, but I don't want it to trigger them. Alright, so that's triggered. Please tell me that triggered off didn't trigger off the bag. Solid fertilizer, 404 litres. How big are them solid fertilizer big bags?
1,000.
Bollocks, it took it from that. The seed didn't. Oh, that's annoying. There used to be a way where you could actually manually open them. You could open the cover open the cover on this seeder.
Get into the tractor pull and you either press N or Z.
Now he fucking tells me it's Z on this bastard.
What do you mean no it tells you? You never asked.
I knew it was N for certain ones, but I didn't realise this was a Z one.
Some are on Z and I've never quite figured out why some are different. Anyway.
Yeah, this big Amazon one or whatever the friggin' hell it is. The one I have from
That's your phone, you see. You ordered you to see off Prime.
Yeah. And it's just... What else were we talking about?
No idea.
What else have you done? Have you actually played anything else recently? Actually played anything recently?
Not a lot of anything. I've been debating whether to grab Fallout 4 on Steam, just to have a mess around with a couple of mods.
I think I know what the issue is.
There's an error in the connection between the keyboard and the seat.
No. That needs to be that way, doesn't it? I want to gently... How do I do the steering thing on this thing again?
Control and Y? Oh, look at the time, we're gonna have to call it. We're have to be giving it a day soon.
Yeah, nowhere. And that's the problem. I feel like I've done
I've got quite a bit done today.
what I wanted to do, but it's more I need to hurry up and get this part done because I need to this field I can do while my because I know my big field's going to be doing it at some point. I'm steady. At least I'm not having, well, I'm not having to dick around with like the bales and everything yet, so.
Hey.
Right. Are you near a sleep point?
I am, yeah.
Just give me a... Let's see if I can... set it back off. Is that...
Let me know when you're ready.
Yeah.